Good morning, everybody. How are you today? It's a musical episode of the Level 1 podcast. No, it's not. Good morning, everyone. How are you? I hope I find you well, and I hope you're ready for a chill and fun final consecutive day of streaming this week. And, quite frankly, for the final day of game streaming before the first big new releases of 2024 hit, both of which I'll be playing. And it sure looks like it's stacking up to be very exciting because both games, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth and Tekken 8 have gotten their initial release, review scores released, and basically media is saying they are absolutely outstanding. Both are getting like 9s across the board, which is an outstanding start to the year, obviously. I'm very excited for that. And so Friday can't come soon enough, but today will be no slouch either, because not only are we continuing on with both the epic and awesome RPGs of Baldur's Gate 3 and Sea of Stars, but also this morning, if you can't tell, I'm in a good mood because after a week of annoyance and strife, confusion and uncertainty, ladies and gentlemen, this morning we have the solution to fix DSPReacts, DSP versus the internet, and the illegitimate gifted memberships problem on that channel. Yes, it's not the perfect solution, all right? There's a few things in there that are going to be rough for me and maybe for some people, but the good news is this is the best possible solution, and I think it's going to work well, and I hope you will stick around and listen to the solution, because we've been talking about this all week long, trying to brainstorm and figure it out, and overnight, it finally hit. Huge shout out to you-know-who. I'll give him a shout out when we get to this segment of the show, who basically informed me about how this works, and I was like, oh, this is excellent, and then I quickly thought about everything. I was like, yes, this is going to work. Finally, we could basically save this channel without having to like completely redo everything on it, which is what my concern was, that we were going to have to like cancel all these different membership levels and start over. And of course, there were going to be people who'd be very upset at that, listen, I've been part of your channel for a year, now you're just going to cancel the membership, so now I lose my ongoing membership crown. I have to rejoin at a different level and all of that. The good news is it's a lot easier than that, okay? But we'll talk about that. We'll get to that. Plus, got some game news to talk about today, including updates on Pal World, as well as on some Nintendo news that some people may be pretty sad about, among other things going on. So, a good show today to end the streaming week for sure. I hope that you guys will stick around and chill with me for this episode of the Level 1 podcast. First of all, I hope you're all doing well. This has been a wild ride so far in 2024, right? Just think about all the crazy stuff that's happened here in my content. Number one, continuing on with Baldur's Gate 3, the playthrough that I basically avoided doing most of last year, and now I'm about going to be 60 hours into it. As it's now going to be downgraded to be a playthrough that'll be balanced with the other new releases. But man, what a wild ride it's been, right? I totally get why people liked this game and said it was Game of the Year. I mean, if you want me to be really honest about Baldur's Gate 3, I don't think it would have been my Game of the Year pick, even if I had played the entirety of this game last year. I like it, but I'm not in love with it. I do feel like the combat is too slow-paced, and I don't like a game where you absolutely have to keep learning elements every 5 minutes to understand, and you got to do research, and the lore doesn't make sense unless you have a prerequisite knowledge. Like, I just don't like that. The game is not easy. It's not accessible to jump into. And honestly, for me, that's the thing that makes it not as enjoyable. As I've told you guys, if I didn't have you as an interactive audience chilling with me and allowing me to understand things about this game every time I played it, I would not like it. Seriously, I would hate it, probably. I'd hate this game. So, thank goodness that you were here along for the ride, that you did convince me to play it, and that you're helping me with this engagement every single time that I do. But I really don't think it would have been my Game of the Year pick, being honest. I still like it, though, and I'm happy that I'm playing it. So that's been a wild ride. Just along that, 3 weeks of January has been Baldur's Gate 3 major coverage. Saying goodbye to Street Fighter 6 after 7 months of playing the game, right? What a wild ride that was. And, I'm kind of happy that when I played it on Monday night, that was kind of the culmination, because I was actually pulling off some combos and things with Blanca. That basically took me a long time to learn and implement and stuff. I was like, this is great. It was still, even though the game is really frustrating online at master level, and it kind of isn't very fun anymore. But that's to be said about any competitive fighting game. When you reach that meta of the top level, and it comes down to, the connection is the reason I lost, there's nothing you can really do about that. But what a wild ride with that. And it's been a great, great game, and I'm happy that we kind of played as much of it as we did, and it reinvigorated me for fighting games, right? Sea of Stars has been excellent. I've enjoyed that game. It sucks that it has to go on hiatus as of tonight, which I'll explain, tonight when we do that late night stream. But it's been a great game, too. Nice retro throwback style. And then, of course, this month, all the new stuff. We've got the DSP Throwback channel being rebranded and used for the first time in 5.5 years. We've got full swing uploading on that channel. At this point, I want to say Final Fantasy 13 is at like part 12 or 13. Red Dead is hitting part 7 or 8 or something like that. And I did my first stream on that channel where I reacted to the Red Dead playthrough, and you guys have loved that and want me to do more of it. Plus, the channel within 2.5 to 3 weeks got fully monetized and is now able to earn myself some revenue there for the old stuff, which is excellent. And of course, we're making plans for the future. What's the next playthrough? What's the next project? What's the next thing we do there, right? And then, of course, my wife, Kat, coming back to the content and streams for the first time in over 5 years and hanging out with us and having a good time. And she's very much looking forward to coming back for Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth this coming week. In fact, I'm actually thinking to myself, I should actually pre-order games right now. While I'm sitting here on the podcast, I should get Tekken and get it installed. I totally should. Hold on. And then later tonight, I should totally install Like a Dragon. Let me do this now. Tekken 8. Here it is. I'm just going to get the standard version. Download. This is the demo. I don't want the demo. I want the full game. I want the full game. There it is. I was like, where the hell is it? Okay, here it is. Standard edition. That's all I want is the standard. Because the other edition is $30 more. And all you get is an extra Avatar skin, the Gold Suit Pack character costumes, the Paul Phoenix Avatar skins, and the Year 1 pass. But I'm not sold that I want the Year 1 pass. So, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Okay. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I can't get it. Because my account number, it's expired. I have to... Seriously? I was like so set to buy it right now. I was gung-ho about to buy it. And I can't buy it. Because my payment information is expired. Oh, shit. I totally wanted to download the game while we were doing the podcast. Shit. Maybe I have to go get my wallet, though, which would really be stupid. Ugh. All right. Let's continue further into the podcast first, before I decide if I want to do this or not. Dang it. That's frustrating. All right, anyway. So, what was I saying? I distracted myself, right? Oh, so my wife coming back to my content for the first time in over 5 years, and after doing the 2 Q&A sessions over the last 2 weeks, she's very excited to come by here when Like a Dragon releases Friday. You know, we're going to figure it out, because she wants to do co-op with me in this mode of Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, basically, now I'm getting distracted, hold on. Basically, with Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, there's going to be a virtual community that you build in the game. And this community has island dwellers, plus businesses, plus mini games and customizations. People are saying it's like having Animal Crossing inside of Like a Dragon. It's like a game within a game. So because this is such a unique and interesting feature, and because both of us loved Animal Crossing, she's going to be coming by, and we're going to have chill night streams together, where we're going to co-op build this island. Now, the thing is, we don't know when we can do those streams, because we don't know how far into the game you have to get to unlock this feature, nor do we know how it works. Is it self-sufficient, where the more you play it, you can just keep doing it, or do you have to continue along with the plot of the game to unlock customization features in this virtual community? You don't know yet, right? We won't know till the game's out. So, once it's out, we're going to figure that out, and we're going to start scheduling night co-op streams together, right? So just think about that. Not only have I been playing awesome games for the first 3 weeks of this year, right? But then we've got a whole new channel rebrand that's exciting and new and interesting, and my wife coming back into my content for the first time in so long, and the potential of all new co-op and things in the future. This is awesome, right? This year has been off to a really great start, and I'm very, very excited now to be heading into the first new releases this Friday. I cannot wait. So certainly I hope you guys are as stoked as I am, all right? But of course, along with all the positive comes the negative. And with the negative comes all the idiots trying to cause drama on the internet, of which I think I've done a sufficiently great job of avoiding. You know, first I was thinking about doing this documentary, and then I decided not to, because I saw the reaction on the internet and how negative and trolling it was. And I was like, you know what? Not the right time for it. Which literally made all the trolls cry into their bowls of cereal. Like, they were literally so many salty tears that I know I did the right thing. When you see that reaction from those people, you absolutely know you did the right thing. And then, of course, now we've got the issue with the exploit on YouTube, the incorrect currency conversion bullshit, where people are using a VPN to mass buy memberships, and it's screwing everything up, right? So, that's been the last thing to figure out and tackle. And I'm happy to announce, as of this morning, I think we have fixed it. We've sufficiently figured out the solution to the problem. It's not perfect at all. This is not a situation that there's a perfect answer, because the perfect answer would be for YouTube to fix the currency conversion and make it so that people can't exploit VPNs. But YouTube is slow as shit and lazy, and probably won't fix this for years. That's usually about the rate that they move. So we have to figure out exactly what we're going to do. And I did, but the thing is, I don't think it's going to be perfect. You know, it's going to actually hurt me for about a month, and it's going to annoy other people for a bit. And, you know, I apologize. I'm going to explain the situation in just a few minutes here. What I want to do is get through the schedule first before we get to that, so that way you guys know what's going on, and then we'll get to this. And I think you're going to like this. It sounds like a great solution. I think it's best for everyone. But it took a while. It took a while to figure it out. I'm so happy I did not jump the gun, all right? And I didn't rush and say, oh, just cancel all the membership tiers on DSPReacts and everything. That would have been disastrous, I think. So I'm happy that I waited it out, because I was kind of hoping that a solution was going to present itself, and it literally did. I can't believe it, but it literally did. It just presented itself to me. Oh, okay, that sounds good. So, excellent, right? All right, if you guys don't mind, if you give me a minute, I'm just going to run downstairs and grab my wallet. I want to update my payment information, and I want to get Tekken 8 preloaded. I have my PS5 on right now because we're going to play Baldur's Gate. That way we can get that done for Friday. And later tonight when I play Sea of Stars, that's when I'll get Like a Dragon. So give me a sec. I'm just going to mute the mic, run, grab my wallet, come back, and then we'll do that. Okay. Couldn't believe it. I went to get my wallet, and there were 3 followers of the Absolute down there blocking my way. And then I had to summon the whole party, and you know how long it takes to do turn-based combat in this game, so it was like nightmare to get through that fight, but I finally got through it, and now I'm back. Anyway, so here we go, and I need to look at what is outdated here. To find the right card. I'm looking for my bank card. Where is it? Oh, here it is. It was here all along. It was right in front of me. Okay. So I gotta put... Okay. Let's do this. Okay. Oh my god, excuse me. Whew. Okay, so what I'm doing, if you guys were wondering, I'm going to buy Tekken 8 right now and install it while we're doing the podcast. I'm curious how big it is, because the game looks gorgeous. So I have something really weird to talk about. So, as you guys know, the other day, I played the demo. It was Monday, and it was unexpected. Like, I wasn't actually expecting to play the demo of this game. But I did, and I had a great time with it. I actually was able to beat the hardest difficulty AIs that were in the game, which was great. But here's the weird thing. So I recorded it, right? And, you know, I know that you guys were, you know, doing, you know, were watching on stream, correct? Well, the weirdest thing about this was... The weirdest thing about all of that was the visuals were absolutely outstanding. Like, did you guys watch the videos back on DSPGaming at all? Seriously, it was amazing. The quality is super good. And I'm watching it, I'm like, this is way better than what Street Fighter 6 looked like. And I was kind of scratching my head wondering why, right? Why did it look that good? I don't know. Because it's the same, it's like the same visuals. I wouldn't say that Tekken looks worse, you know what I'm saying, than Street Fighter. So I am kind of curious why the game recorded so much better. What I mean by that is, not only was the game way more crisp than I think Street Fighter 6 ever looked, but it also didn't drop any frames. It was like full 60 frames, like right from the start. And I was like, whoa, with Street Fighter, a lot of the times the frame rate would dip. Oh god, come on, man. I screwed this up now. I gotta put the whole thing in because I have to put all the information in again. Ugh. Starting over here. Of course, I live in Alabama. Everyone knows that I live in good old Alabama. No. Okay. I think this is correct now. Okay. Confirm. Thank you. All right, cool. So download all. So what do I get? I get Tekken 8, the Tetsujin and Mokujin avatar skin. So if you don't know, those are the dummy characters who are supposed to be like the training dummies in the game. So you get skins for them apparently. And also I get a Paul Phoenix costume set. Oh, cool. All right. Good, because I play Paul Phoenix. I don't know if it's for the character or for your avatar, but let's download all. It says, oh no, it's avatar costume, Paul Phoenix set. So I'm going to make my avatar look like Paul Phoenix, which is hilarious because that's my character. Cool. Alright, cool, excellent. So it's downloading right now, and I wanted to actually see, like, how big it is. It is 16 gigabytes for Tekken 8. That's pretty small, actually, right? I'd say that's significantly smaller than a lot of the new games that I've bought and played recently. All right. So I bought the standard edition of Tekken 8, $69.99 plus tax. which is still expensive, but so that's loading right now for Friday, which would be excellent. Yeah, it's 16 gigs. That's it, according to the game. Anyway, so yeah, for some weird reason, we played the demo on Monday of Tekken 8, and I played through all these modes and everything, and then I wanted to watch back. I was curious what it looked like, because with Street Fighter, when I play Street Fighter 6, sadly what ends up happening is there's frame rate dips, and also sometimes the game gets really pixelized. And I'm watching back the visuals of Tekken 8, and I'm like, this is like gorgeous. It's perfect. It's not, it doesn't look blurry, and it's 60 frames the entire way through. And I'm watching, I'm like, it looks just as good as Street Fighter 6, so what gives? And it's weird, because with my capture device, it seems like for some reason, whenever we do something that's very bright visuals, that's when my capture device has frame rate dips. You ever notice that? Like, if we're just loading a new area of a game and there's bright visuals, all of a sudden the frame rate dips and I have to wait like 60 seconds and then the frame rate stabilizes. So I don't know what actually causes that with this capture device that I've been using for about a year now. That's odd to me that colors could have something to do with it. But hey, I was pleased, and if all of Tekken 8's coverage looks as good as what I just put out on Monday, this is a good sign of things to come, right? Okay. So here's what I would like to do. I'm being told Tekken 7 was 80 gigs. I don't know. I'm downloading the game right now. Oh, never mind. It says downloading the game content that's needed to start playing. It's 16 gigs. So the game's going to be much bigger than that. This is just the initial booting. All right. After that, I'll let you know how big it really is, because it doesn't tell me right now. It's only telling me the initial booting size. Okay. Anyway, here's what we should do. Let's recap what happened yesterday on my streams, because it was actually a great streaming day. Then let's talk about what you guys could see today. And then let's talk about the week's schedule. And then let's talk about this solution for DSPReacts that I've come to that solves the problem with the membership nonsense, okay? I'm very happy. And then, of course, we'll do some game news, too, if we have time. So here's the deal. Yesterday was a great streaming day. Obviously, we talked about many, many things. The one thing that we will now have to focus on in the next week is this Super Bowl event. If you're not aware, coming up on Saturday, February 10th, is my Super Bowl Bash Marathon. And what we got to figure out is what I'm doing during that event. Is it going to be single-player gameplay, like Baldur's Gate 3, maybe some Tekken 8, offline stuff, or continuing on with like a Dragon, etc.? Is it going to be online stuff? So will we play Tekken 8 online, maybe some Call of Duty online, maybe some Street Fighter 6 online? Or are we going to mess around and just play some American football games? Like someone's like, oh, just get Madden off of Game Pass. I'm like, you want me to download all of Madden, which I've never played, and mess around with it for like an hour during this marathon, not knowing what I'm doing, obviously not enjoying it, because I'm not going to know what it is. I don't play Madden. Like, really, that's what you want. But if that's what people want, I'll do it. I mean, it's not like I'm spending money to do it, but, it's your time. I want to put out a good event. I'm not sold that doing that would be entertaining. But it's up to you guys. What you guys have told me is you absolutely want gameplay, all right? In addition to food and booze and dressing up fun and all kinds of stuff like that. So, let's see what happens. But we got to start planning for that. And we've had so much going on in the last week. We haven't really had enough time to sit down and properly plan this. So that will be something we're focusing on in the next week and kind of setting everything in stone so we can finally determine exactly what I'm doing, okay? But outside of that, yesterday was great. First stream was Baldur's Gate 3, and I was like, we're getting to Act 2, right? But then we run into a fight against these undead creatures we've never run into before. That was a unique fight. We reclassed Shadowheart to make her viable and usable, and it seems like she's going to be quite good as a healer, but also against any of these like undead-style creatures, she's going to be very, very powerful. So that's neat. And then we basically got interrupted twice. One by a guy who looks like Gandalf and apparently was a legendary wizard in the D&D lore universe. And then we got interrupted by a group of Githyanki who basically were like telling Lae'zel that everything that we suspected about her queen was true and that they were going to rebel against the queen and wanted your help. So we had all this interesting stuff going on in the gameplay yesterday. And then finally, we got to Act 2, which is this shadow-infested region. We had a unique choice. You side with these enemies who think that you're one of the, what do they call them? The true ones, or the true souls, right? So do you do that, or, what do you do, right? And so we were doing these interesting choices and everything, and it says you can play the game in one day, 3 hours and 15 minutes. So this technically unlocks at 3 p.m. on Friday, correct? Because today's Wednesday. So it unlocks 3 p.m. Friday. All right, that's important to know. I'm glad I'm playing this as my late stream, because that could have screwed me over. Imagine if I said I was going to play Tekken as the daytime stream. You can't. According to this, it unlocks in one day, 3 hours and 15 minutes. Wait a minute, what am I talking about? That's tomorrow. In one day, 3 hours and 15 minutes is tomorrow at 3 p.m. Oh, that's cool, because I actually think what I will do then is maybe my wife and I will play this together tomorrow a little bit, because she's going to get it. So maybe we could do this together on our day off. Oh, that's neat. That actually makes me feel excited. I got to tell her about that. Cool. I wonder why it unlocks early, because it was supposed to come out Friday, but it actually comes out Thursday afternoon. Maybe it's a worldwide release date, and they figured that covered all the regions or something. Maybe, right? Yeah, I don't know. Huh. That's weird. Anyway, what I wanted to see was, I'm sure that's not the full download, right? Here we go. So the full download of Tekken 8 is 80 gigs. Because people were asking, what's the full size of it? It's 80 gigs. It's downloading fully right now. So there you go. Wow, I can't wait to tell Kat about that. Because that means tomorrow we can actually, she can play and I can, coach her a bit. And have some fun. I wonder if what mode she'll do. If she'll do story or arcade. I bet she'll do arcade. And with all 32 characters unlocked, that's going to be cool. Oh, man, I can't wait for tomorrow now. Tomorrow's going to be a good day off. Anyway, now see how excited I am. Now I'm like, ooh, going to have a good day off with my wife tomorrow. Excitement. All right, anyway. So yesterday's Baldur's Gate 3 stream went really well. And I'm actually very excited for today because we're continuing on with this plot line in Act 2, heading toward Moonrise Tower, basically teaming up with the enemy in order to get through this area. So I think it'll be pretty neat. And actually, some of the choices I made already, people were like, oh, I totally didn't make that choice. This might change the whole game for you. And I'm like, okay, let's see how it changes the game. I'm curious to see, right? So it should be pretty neat. And then last night, we played Pal World for about 2 to 2.5 hours. Let me tell you guys something. Pal World is definitely an unfinished game. It's got bugs. It's got polish issues. The sound effects sound terrible. My character's T-posing in the menus, right? The pals are falling out of the sky and getting stuck, and you have to make them respawn. But for what it is, a Game Pass game, early access, it's quite entertaining. I'm actually really liking it. And I'll be honest, I didn't think I would, but I think it's a really neat game. It's an idea that combines so many other people's ideas into this mishmash hodgepodge game, but it's an entertaining hodgepodge. Like, I think it works. I think they grabbed the correct elements from other franchises and slammed them together to make a game that's actually quite fun. And we had a good time, not only catching the pals, but you guys were coaching me about different things to do in the game that I didn't understand. We actually tried to fight the first boss. It kicked my ass. I'm not ready to fight it yet. I definitely got to level up way more. But it was fun to see what it was, which it was a blatant ripoff of a Pokemon thing, But I actually was really having a good time with it. I was like, whoa. So I think that Pal World will be an ongoing playthrough that we will do. And I'm telling you, I think we're going to approach it very similarly to how we approached Minecraft. Remember, many years ago, I did an ongoing stream session of Minecraft. And that was about once a week. Sometimes I would do it even more if people wanted it more. But I would do it about once a week. And it was like a highlight stream for us, a late night chill stream where people would come out just to watch Minecraft. And it was exciting. It was fun. And I liked the interactions that we had during that. And I'm feeling like that is exactly how this game will be. It'll be an ongoing thing where every week I play a little more, learn a little more, explore a little more, take on a boss, or build a new element of my base and hang out with you guys. No lie. Already, last night, someone was like, hey, so could we treat this like your other Pokemon playthroughs? If we, said, throw you a tip for a few bucks, could we name one of the pals? And I was like, I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I don't even know if that works. And come to find out, we look at the game. the Xbox version of Palworld is like 3 to 4 updates behind the PC version. So what I mean is it's not fully featured. It doesn't even have a lot of the current features of the PC version. So you can't name your pals on the Xbox. Yeah, you can't yet. That feature doesn't exist. The sound effects sound completely crappy and washed out. And from what people are saying, because this was a story, people interviewed the makers of Palworld, and they're like, basically what happened was, they, with the PC version or the Steam version or whatever you want to say, they're able to hot update it whenever they want. Like, literally, they can just update it, boom, 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 and on the fly, the changes go out. And they've done that like a dozen times since the game came out earlier this week. They just keep hot fixing it and putting new features in. But on Xbox, they have to go through this very, very convoluted, time-consuming certification process so that Xbox puts their stamp of approval on any updates. So they said, no lie, we have like 3 to 4 updates already in the queue for Xbox, and they don't approve any of them yet. They're just sitting there. So we have all these features ready to go on Xbox, and you just got to wait until Xbox gets around to it. It's like, well, that really stinks. Like, why the hell are they dragging their feet? It's a game that's insanely popular right now. Everyone's playing it and loving it, and people on Xbox want to have the same experience as PC players, and they can't right now, So anyway, yeah, that's what's going on with Palworld. We had a ton of fun. I legitimately cannot wait to play Palworld again. I know that sounds weird, because it's a weird game, but I actually like it. And I'm thinking, what we'll try to do in the next week is to try to squeeze in a stream of it, because this week we're going to be heavily into the new releases. Right? Tekken 8 and Like a Dragon are going to be the most of the gameplay we do this coming week. But I think I would like to at least squeeze in one stream of Baldur's Gate 3 and one stream of Palworld for variety purposes, okay? Anyway, so, that being said, great day yesterday of streaming and all of that. And yesterday, big announcement, guys. Big, huge announcement right in the middle of the day. YouTube approved DSP Throwback as a fully partnered channel on YouTube, meaning any content that you watch on DSP Throwback now should be monetized, and I get credit for it. So all the work that's been through over 3 weeks of work put into that channel now finally can start earning something on it. All right? So that's good news. It means that I can actually push forward with all the work I'm doing on that channel and hopefully start to earn something, So thank you for watching the channel. The Final Fantasy 13 and Red Dead Redemption 1 playthroughs continue. They alternate every day. Also, the me reacting to the Red Dead playthrough from the stream on Sunday continues. Actually, tonight is the 4th and final part of that. And what we'll do is plan maybe, not this coming week, because obviously this coming week is going to be new release coverage. Maybe next week, so not this weekend, but the weekend after. Maybe we'll do exactly what we just did this last Sunday. We'll have a day where the first stream is DSP versus the Internet on the DSPReacts channel, and the late stream is Retro React, where I react to Red Dead 1 again on that night stream. So Sunday will be the day away from gameplay. What do you think about that? Sounds pretty good, right? All righty. Cool. All right. So, good stuff all around. Let's talk about the rest of the week now. All right. So today, obviously, we got this show, and then we've got the continuation of Baldur's Gate 3, which I'm very excited for. I hope you guys will join me for Baldur's Gate 3 as I continue into Act 2. And then tonight will be the final stream of Sea of Stars for a while. Yes, with all this going on, Sea of Stars has to go on a hiatus. Now, I'll say this. I love Sea of Stars. I really think it's an outstanding game. And I'm sad that I have to put it on hiatus. I didn't realize when I started playing Sea of Stars that the game is as long as it is. I was under the impression this was a 20-hour long game. That's actually what I was told at first. Come to find out, just the main story is 32 hours, and if you do all the content, it's about 40. Well, guess what? We're around 15 hours into it right now, I want to say. Yeah, we're at 14 hours in. So here I am thinking, oh, we would have been near the end of it. Not even close, right? So that's disappointing, obviously. I bit off more than I could chew in this regard. So basically, I will be continuing Sea of Stars later this year. What we're going to do is wait for a time when, there's more time to play it and bring it back into the fold as a late night chill stream. Right now, we got so much going on. We need all the streams for the new release coverage and every once in a while to, like, squeeze in Baldur's Gate. So it's going to go on hiatus for now, all right? And I apologize to those who love the game. I do too, but it's just the right thing to do right now. If I told you I'd keep playing it and I'm only playing it once every 2 weeks, what's the point of that, right? Okay, so, yes, tonight, the final Sea of Stars stream for quite some time. I'm off from streaming tomorrow. As I've explained, it's my day off. I'll be running some errands and actually probably playing Tekken 8 with my wife. I can't wait to watch her play and help her out, and that should be pretty exciting. I think she's going to like that news. And then, on Friday, it's big new release day, everybody. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth on the first stream. Tekken 8 multiplayer. Yes, I'm rushing directly into multiplayer on the late stream. I feel like I have enough of the understanding of the fundamentals of the game and the new things because I actually watched my wife play the demo and then I played the demo. So I feel like I know enough about it to actually try some online play on Friday night. Okay? So that's going to be, Friday's going to be an exciting day. Then on Saturday, what we're going to do is flip it around. It's going to be Tekken 8 on the day stream, and Tekken 8 will either be 3 hours of the story mode or 3 hours of arcade mode. I think what I will do is actually do a poll overnight on the channel page, and you guys will vote on do you want to see story or arcade mode first, and then you choose, and that's what we cover on the day stream on Saturday. And the Saturday night will be more Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Sunday will be DSP versus the internet on DSPReacts, and then Sunday night will be multiplayer in Tekken 8 a second time, and then we'll go from there. Now I am planning to do late night streams of both Baldur's Gate 3 and Pal World next week. Likely it'll be maybe Tuesday night is Baldur's Gate 3 and Wednesday night is Pal World. And then the day streams will be the new releases. Okay? Now I'm well aware that there's other new releases coming out. Alright? There's that Foam Stars game that's going to be free for PS Plus subscribers. That's coming out February 6th. That's really the next game I'm eyeballing to play. So, FYI, will I interject that into the schedule at some point and try it out? Yes, probably. Is it going to be a crazy focus for me? Probably not. I feel like Tekken 8's going to have a tremendous amount of content. The story alone is probably going to be 5 hours. And then you're going to have this arcade mode where you can play with various characters, learn them in these arcade AI simulation matches, but also there's a story to it, which is neat. And then, of course, I'm going to be trying each character in training mode, going online, watching match videos to try to learn techniques for characters and stuff like that. In fact, that's actually what I'm thinking about tomorrow. I'm thinking tomorrow perhaps I'll watch some match footage of King and Paul, if there is any. Because you got to remember, there might not be any yet. It's launch day, but maybe some people already have uploaded some early content and see what I can learn from watching some early matchup footage of Tekken 8, right? So that's going to be neat, all right? That's next week, should be very exciting. I can't wait for the first new content of the year, all right? Now, I already told you about the football event. All I want to say is this, all right? Thank you all for being very patient with everything going on right now. It's been a wild month, especially with this trolling in the last week and a half. Right now, matter-of-factly, my revenue this month is way down, mostly because of this trolling and these fake memberships. Because basically people who normally would become members or renew their existing memberships got gifted a membership that was essentially free. So I'm out a lot of revenue this month. With the new releases coming out, a great way to help out me and this channel would be to either legitimately become a member, legitimately gift a membership to somebody else, or a super chat, or a super sticker, or if you watch these videos on demand on YouTube, a super thanks on any video helps a ton, or a tip. You can find the tips link in the description of all of my videos and every stream. That would help a lot too. Consider maybe a Patreon pledge over at patreon.com/DarksidePhil. There's just so many ways that you could contribute and help. Hey, join YouTube Premium. Because if you join YouTube Premium and you watch any of my content, I get the credit as if you watched ads on my content. That's something you don't even actively have to do anything. You're just are part of it and watch content like you normally would, and it helps me out, all right? So any of those things are tremendous. I mean, here's honestly what I'm hoping. I'm really hoping this next week with the new releases, things pick up. That, viewership support, everything picks up. Because right now, if the month were to end today, I'd be pretty much in a really bad way next month. All right? So I'm hoping that things do pick up in the next week. And again, this isn't anyone's fault. This is because of idiots using an exploit and screwing everything up for me. And I'm hoping that things will pick up again. If you were someone who normally would buy a membership and you didn't because you were gifted one, please consider contributing in another way. All right? I got to keep things going around here. I got to keep the bills paid. And this is a problem right now. Okay? All right. What I'd like to do now is talk about the solution that I found out in regards to DSPReacts. Fair enough, because this is a good one. So for those, again, who might not know, I guess you've been living under a rock, DSPReacts has been in a state of limbo ever since Sunday. Why? Well, because when I did my React show on Sunday, all right, this idiot troll who's been using a VPN and tons of fake accounts came on to DSPReacts during the React show and gifted like 400 fake memberships. Now, are they really fake? No, they're legit when it comes to the features you get, but they're not legit when it comes to revenue. I make nothing on them. So again, I have to basically compare this to, like, imagine you're running a business, right? And it's a restaurant. And you have all your regular customers coming in, enjoying your food, rating it highly. Everyone loves it. And then you got some guy who comes in and says, I have the right to eat everything in your restaurant for free. And you're like, what? Yeah, and there's nothing you can do about it. And he walks in and he just grabs all the food and eats it. And there's nothing you can't stop him, and he walks out the door. That's literally what's going on right now. Like, these people should not have the right to be purchasing memberships for less than a penny each. But they found a YouTube exploit, and YouTube has not fixed it, okay? So because of that, could it put me out of business? No, but basically this show, DSP versus the Internet, that I do every week, hinges on memberships. The way it works is you become a member, and then members can nominate clips for the show, and then we have a playlist of, like, 30, 40, 50, up to 100 clips that we've had before. I hit random, select, it shuffles the playlist, and we just watch them in random order, and that's the show. Now imagine overnight, you get from between 30 to 50 clips, and now you get 500 clips instead, right? Already I can tell you, it takes me about half an hour, 45 minutes just alone to make that playlist. Can you imagine if I had to do it 10 times? Do I have 5 hours in a day to do that? No. And in addition, you're going to get a ton of troll submissions when most of these are gifted memberships, right? These are not positive, invested people. These are people who just handed a membership. Oh, now you have the ability to do this. That was definitely never the intention of the show, all right? In addition, it's not fair to those who paid full price. Again, imagine you're in a restaurant and you sit down to eat a crazy roasted turkey dinner, and you get charged $30 for that dinner. And then someone else sits down next to you and has the same exact roasted turkey dinner, and they're charged 1 penny for it. Oh, well, that's just how it works here. That doesn't make sense. What makes me want to come back and spend $30 for this turkey dinner if you can get it for a penny? That's not equivalent. That's not fair. And that's what's going to happen on DSPReacts is if this continues where people get the ability to nominate the clips for free while they have to pay for it, they're not going to keep paying for it anymore, and the whole show's going to fall apart, right? So, that being said, all right, I need to redesign the channel and the show. And we were talking about various ways to do it over the week. The thing is, initially it looked like I was going to have everyone cancel everything. Like, every membership was going to have to be canceled, and I was going to have to create new membership tiers and do all this stuff to fix it. The good news is, that's not the case. And I want to give a humongous shout out to Overpowered Boom. Last night, he was researching YouTube memberships, and he found the solution. And I was like, this is perfect, and I can't believe I didn't know about this. There was no way I could have known about it, because the thing is, the only way you would have known about this solution is if you were a member of a channel already, you were a paying member, and you were messing around with membership levels, okay? So here's the solution. On YouTube, if you were already an existing member of any channel at any level, and you want to upgrade to a higher level, YouTube gives you a prorated upgrade discount. I didn't know that at all, okay? So the way it works is, for example, let's say you're already a member on DSPReacts at the $3.99 standard member level. Well, if I do a new level now, all you have to pay is the difference between the two. And then you get that next level for a month. I didn't know that, okay? So basically, instead of having to cancel standard memberships, cancel super memberships, make new member tiers, convince everyone to move from one tier to the other, and do this big process of moving that was going to be a nightmare, all I needed to do was make a new membership tier that was priced above $5, so that way it cannot be gifted out by the trolls, and just tell everyone you have to be part of that group in order to nominate clips. And that's it. So that's what I've done. As of this morning, I've created a new membership tier on DSPReacts. It is called the Submissions tier. It costs $5.99 in order to become part of it. If you are already a standard member, like many of you are right now, because you either were already paying or you got a gifted membership in the last week, it costs you $2 to upgrade. That's it. $2. And you get the membership for the whole month. Okay? So a $2 upgrade gets you the ability to nominate clips for the show moving forward. And then that's for a whole month. So essentially, you as the viewer get a discount for the next month. Because normally it would be $4. Now you only have to pay $2. So you get a discount. How's that? That's crazy, right? The thing is, I'm going to take a hit. Because all those people that would have been paying $4 are now only going to be paying $2 for the next month. So I'm going to take like a 50% income hit on DSPReacts for the next month. And there's nothing I can do about it. That's directly because of this idiot troll. Okay? But what a better way to do this, because I don't have to cancel anything. So now that standard membership just stays. And all that standard membership is, you get emotes, you get a chat crown badge, you don't have to follow slow mode in the chat. That's your benefits at the standard level. If you join at the submissions level, which is $5.99 a month, now you get all that, plus you get to submit 2 clips a week. That'll go into the randomized playlist and the chance to be on DSP versus the internet. If you become the super member, which is $9.99 a month, you get all of that below, plus you get to submit questions for Q&A, and those will be answered live on the show every week. And then if you do the ultra member, which is $19.99 a month, you get to nominate 4 clips, 1 a week, and each one is guaranteed to be watched on the show. And that's how it's going to work moving forward. And Preem Sardine says, what stops someone from gifting the new submission tier? You can't. It's impossible. You cannot gift at that tier. When gift tiers come in, they come in at whatever is $5 or less. So when people gift, they're only going to be gifting the standard tier. Because I priced it at $5.99, it is omitted from being gifted. That's how it works on YouTube. On Twitch, it's different. On Twitch, you can pick and gift the different tiers. You can't do that on YouTube. So because of that, this is safe from the trolling. Does this start today? Someone asked. It's already live. It's already live, and I've already posted up the threads by which you can post up clips for Sunday's DSP versus the internet. How about them apples? And people already have. People already have posted up their clips. And people have posted up more. And I'm approving them right here. Cool. So there you have it, folks. We found the solution. Everything is set. We are good to go. All right? So I'm happy about this. I hope that you are too. Right? This is all good stuff. So thank you all for being very, very patient. Okay? Very, very patient on this. Really, I appreciate that. And thank you all for listening. And thank you all for putting up with the nonsense, right? I'm very happy that you have. Sadly, you know, this was an annoying process for sure. And there was nothing I could really do about it. But as of now, we should be good. Okay? So thank you very much in advance, you know. Now, someone is already asking, would I ever change it again? We got to see what happens with YouTube. You know, this is all YouTube's fault. This is all YouTube's fault for allowing this. for being complacent and allowing it and not caring. Because people have known about this exploit for a while. It's only come to light on my channels in the last couple of weeks, but people have known about this on YouTube for like a year and a half. It's YouTube's fault. They got to fix it, and I can't make them. All right? If eventually they do fix it, right? Then maybe we could change it and have, like, the way I see it, no one's going to join at standard tier. The only people who are going to get standard tier are gifted, right? That's it. Who's going to join at standard tier just to get emotes? They want the ability to submit clips for the show, and you can't get that at standard tier. So it's essentially just a crappy, useless tier. But it's there just because it's there, right? And I'm not going to delete it, and then people lose their memberships that they were gifted and stuff. So, eventually I'd like to go back down to the amount of levels we had. So what can you do, right? What? People are now saying ridiculous things in the chat that don't even make sense, so I'm just going to ignore them. What's stopping trolls from filling up gifted memberships so other viewers can't buy the new tier? What does that even mean? What you just said is complete nonsense. It doesn't exist. Anyway. Yeah. So, is he trying to bait me? There's no bait there. It doesn't even make sense what he said. Right. If they really... He's misunderstanding it. Is that what it is? Oh, I can't. Oh, he thinks you can't upgrade? You can upgrade. Of course. Whatever. Anyway, so there you go, folks. Yeah. Thank you to anyone who put up with this in the last week. Please, if you were a supporter of that channel, please upgrade to the submissions tier. So we can get the show going. The more, already people are posting up clips, which is great, but now we have a situation where we need people to do the upgrade and start posting clips, because if people don't post clips for Sunday, the show's gonna suck, right? Ultra members are exactly the same as always and can post up their clips easily, no problem, right? That hasn't changed. It's really the standard members now who have to become the submission tier for a $2 upgrade, and then they'll be able to do that. And basically, they're getting a discount for a month, right? Which is crazy. So, yes, please do that. And thank you for being paid. I am so happy, really. I am so happy that I did not jump the gun and cancel membership tiers like I said I was going to. Because, number one, that would have just caused mass confusion. People would have been upset that they paid for a membership that doesn't exist anymore. And also, the whole Q&A thing. Right? The whole Q&A thing, hopefully that's not a big deal either, right? Now it stays the same. Yeah, see people are saying is, well, what if gifted members upgrade for $2? Yeah, they could do that. And then the next month it's $6. You see? It's not $2 forever, it's $2 for the upgrade. And then next month when it recurs, it's $6. So essentially for 1 month, I'm going to kind of be screwed if people decide to upgrade. I'm going to lose money. I'm going to make half as much because normally it's $4 per membership. Now I'm only going to get $2. So my revenue for DSPReacts is going to dip like this for this month. And there's nothing I can do about that. But once it goes to the renewal, there you go. Now it's back to, it's $6 to keep it going. So there you go. Oh yeah, to be clear, nothing is changing with memberships on this channel. Nothing will change with Throwback channel. Everything's the same. I'm not going to bother changing anything on these channels because, again, nothing was ever based on memberships on this channel or on the Throwback channel. We got rid of the member goals for events a long time ago. And, there's no show where you can buy into the show by being a member here. I'm actually very happy I never did it. A lot of YouTubers do that. Tons of YouTubers have their revenue and all their content based off memberships. Can you imagine if I did? And then this exploit was found? It might destroy my whole business. So I'm very happy that I didn't do that. I swear, I get lucky as shit all the time. This is a situation where for some reason I didn't really base a lot off of memberships. And my God, did it save my ass right now. Because could you imagine if most of my income was memberships and then this happened? Like, I'd be completely assed out right now. So again, I'm kind of lucky in this regard, okay? Okay. So real quick, I'm going to run downstairs and put my wallet back because I don't want to forget and leave it in here. And I want to tell my wife about Tekken, that we could play it tomorrow. That's going to be cool. And then we got news to do. We got a quick... Oh, God. It's already 12:15? It's already 12:15. I guess we're not doing news today. I had a bunch of news stories saved up, but I guess we can't do them. All right, I'll be right back. I ran into a true soul. I said, sorry, I don't have time to fight you. I got to finish my podcast. So I kicked him square in the nuts, and I escaped the fight, and I ran back upstairs. Okay, so, let's just get right to shout-outs, because the show is, we're running out of time. It's so much freaking time. I swear, every show, we're like, oh, we have so much time to do stuff. We never have time to do anything. You do realize that I had a suggestions thread in, like, September and October. And we haven't even talked about that thread in like a month. We don't have time. Every day we have too much to talk about. All right. Shout outs. First of all, thank you to Rocky Suezo for a super chat this morning. And then thank you to Johnny Zudo, who just did a $5 super chat. And I think he's asking about the Royal Rumble or something. Johnny Zudo says, are you going to watch the Royal Rumble this weekend? Got any winner predictions? I know nothing about it whatsoever. I don't know who's in it. I don't know if they've changed the rules in the last few years. I don't know anything. I don't watch pro wrestling. I literally have not seen a pro wrestling match since 2020. I have unfollowed all pro wrestling threads on Twitter and X, whatever you want to call it. I am not informed about wrestling whatsoever. I don't care about it. Thank you for the super chat. Our first tip of the day is a $20 tip from 1 Minute Man. He says, if you get to Last Light Inn, try to get Saloon's blessing from Isabel, and you need to get a moon lantern. Great. We'll have to see what happens, because I don't know anything of what you just said, because I'm not at any of that yet. But thank you very much, 1 Minute Man, for the $20 tip. All right. No, if last stream, it was actually revealed, if you remember, we were fighting that group of, like, I don't know what they were supposed to be, bandits or ragtag guys, and they were trying to take out our escorts, right? And at the end of the fight, I inspected them, and I had the skill to figure out that the reason that they were able to be protected from this darkness, shadow, affliction is they had the Salune or Saloon's blessing, whatever it's called. But what the spider dude said was, well, it'll work, but it's not as good as what we have. What we have is more foolproof. What theirs is only, like, not as good, right? But I guess that's a way to stay protected in this area, maybe infinitely. Maybe you wouldn't have to get one of those crazy lanterns or walk around with torches. Instead, perhaps you'd be able to be protected forever and kind of be normal if we can get this blessing. But I don't even know what the blessing is or how to get it. I guess we'll have to try to figure it out. Okay? All right. Okay. Cool. All right. So that's what we got so far. I just shouted out all the contributions we have already today. So, again, if anything else comes in, please, thank you. Like I said, right now, it would help a lot between now and the end of the month. I'm hoping that things will actually pick up a bit to make up for all the lost revenue I got from this membership debacle. But outside of that, thanks. Let's see what you guys want to talk about. Tag me in the chat. And, let's talk. What's on your mind? I want to know the burning questions and issues that you have for today. Because I had news, but I couldn't get to the news. We don't have time. We only have like maybe 15 minutes left. So what do you want to talk about? Tell me right now. Right now. No, I didn't get any email about highlights. I don't know what you're talking about. Any news? We don't have time for a full news segment. That's the problem. We don't. No, I'm not playing Persona 3 Remake because, number one, I don't have time to play it right now. Number two, I already played the game. So if I'm playing new games now, there's no way I'm playing a game I've already played at the same time. And number three, it's Atlas, and Atlas infamously strikes down people who play new games for no good reason. I'm not risking my business for them. They're a bunch of jackasses who don't know how to be professional, so I'm not playing it for a long time to protect myself. Can we revisit Pixel Remaster? You mean Final Fantasy Pixel Remasters? Sure, at some point. I feel like what we should do is finish Sea of Stars later in the year. And once that's done, then we could go to another retro-style game. And maybe it'll be one of those Final Fantasies. I'd be down for that. For sure. JDTV is upset that I'm putting Sea of Stars on hold, but I'm planning on still playing Pal World. Here's the difference between the two. Sea of Stars is an ongoing narrative game that if you only play it once every 2 weeks for 2 hours, you're making no progress and you might as well not play it because you're not going to satisfy anyone. Pal World is a game that's just mess around fun, meant to be chill. Much like Minecraft, you could jump in, jump out at any time. It doesn't matter how much you're playing, how consistently you're playing. It's easier to play like that. That's why Pal World makes more sense to be a game. Plus, right now, Pal World's all the rage and hot. While Sea of Stars has no hype behind it, I still want to play it. but Pal World is something people want to see right now, and that's why I would consider playing it over Sea of Stars. Play Cool, thank you. He says he's waiting for me to start playing Baldur's Gate 3 before he starts giving tips about it. Please do. Because if you start giving tips about it now, it's going to be overload, and you're going to rattle my brain. Scramble my eggs, as they say. Preem Sardine says, I'm curious why you never got into Monster Hunter at its release. I tried to play Monster Hunter World, remember? You guys don't remember, because I guess it was many years ago. So when the Monster Hunter World demo/beta came out, I played it. And I did co-op with a few viewers and mods, actually, at the time. And the viewers hated it. Every viewer complained and said, this is boring as hell, stop playing it. I had a 3-hour stream planned. I played it for 90 minutes, and everyone complained they didn't want to see it ever again. I'm serious. I was having fun, and they were like, no, this sucks. Here's the deal. I'm not known as a co-op guy. I'm known as a solo player. Monster Hunter's not fun to watch solo that much. It's better as a co-op experience, right? No one cares about that. No one comes to DSPGaming to see co-op. No one wants to come to DSPGaming to see co-op. So that's why. It's definitely a game that's good. It's definitely a game that has a place, and this channel is just not the place. Let's be honest, not every single game is going to be something that's going to resonate on this channel. There's certain genres of games that are perfectly fine games that would never work on this channel because of the style of audience that I have. And that's okay, you know? I like being a jack of all trades, I do, but it can't be everything. It just can't. It can't be everything, right? And before someone says, well, why doesn't co-op work? Because when I'm doing co-op, I can't talk with you. It's that simple. Whenever I'm doing co-op gameplay, I can't watch the chat. I can't talk with the chat. I can't do shout-outs. I can't have conversations. I'm literally just talking with my co-op partners. It happened when I played Destiny. It happened when I played Apex Legends. It happened when I played Monster Hunter. Every time I've attempted co-op, people don't like it. So that's why I don't do co-op. Dragon's Dogma 2 in late March, I am absolutely going to play. I loved Dragon's Dogma 1, and so I cannot wait to try 2. 1 was like one of my favorite games of that year when it came out, so I absolutely want to play 2. Demon in the Corner says, would it be funny if YouTube fixes the gifted membership exploit and then compensates you accordingly? It would be massive L to the trolls. Yeah, but they're not going to do that because that would just be money magically coming out of thin air. They allowed people to get memberships for insanely discounted rates. They're not all of a sudden just going to lose money and give me money to make up for it. You know what I mean? It's their fault. It's their transactional problem. They don't have the money to give me. So that's never going to happen. Darth Fig did a super chat. He says, now that you played 60 hours of Baldur's Gate 3, what's your opinion of the voice actor of Asterion winning Best Voice Actor? He's alright. I don't think he's anything amazing or over-the-top better than anybody else, so no clue. Really no clue. I'm literally 60 hours in, and I couldn't tell you that he was so much better than anyone else in the game. I don't get it. Just because he kind of talks a little bit with an affectation in his voice, that doesn't mean that he's any better than anybody else, you know? Just being honest here. More than likely, the gaming journalist just got boners over him or something, right? Like, they thought he was attractive. They thought that he was, like, the gaming equivalent of, like, Johnny Depp. So they, like, you know, they all just got fucking hard-ons for him, so they all nominated him or something. That's what I think. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. But I can't figure another reason. By the way, I'm not slighting his voice acting talents. I think he's a good voice actor. But he hasn't blown me away as a voice actor in this game above everybody else in it. You know what I'm saying? So... I'm wrong? He's a talented actor? Oh, I guess I didn't just say that. Oops. Would I replay Dragon's Dogma 1 again? No. Robbie says, not a question, a compliment. I notice you're aware of chat and you try to engage. Thanks. That's my job. That's my job. It's not just to play a game. It's to have an engaging and interesting chat with all of you every single day. Like, that's the point, right? It's not just me playing a game. It's us enjoying a community experience on a stream. And man, again, I kick myself every day when I think back to my past. I streamed from 2013 to 2017, and not once did I do that. 4 fucking years I squandered where we could have had this amazing streaming experience, and I didn't do it because I was ignorant to the fact of how important it was. I'm happy that for the last 7 years we've done it, but 4 years were completely missed. I'm an idiot. Prisoner says, is it worth buying a PS5 seeing all exclusives are going to be on PC this year? Well, number one, do you trust that all the PC ports of these games will be great? Because if you haven't noticed, a ton of times the ports on PC are not great at launch, and they're very inferior. They have graphical issues, they have crashing bugs, they have game corruption issues. It's about ease of use, you know? Honestly, for me, that's why I'm a console gamer. Because when I started off to be a YouTuber, I wanted to be able to boot up a game every day and consistently play it. Literally on PC, you can't do that. You boot up a PC game, half the time something's going to go wrong. I don't want to fuck around like that, so I just play on console. So it's about ease of use for you. If it doesn't matter to you that the game might not work and you have to spend a few minutes tweaking it every time you play it, then get it on PC. Go for it. You know, you'll probably get the better graphical experience over time, figuring out the settings and everything that work, but I just don't want the hassle of spending all that money on a PC rig just to have it be annoying every time I want to play. So, 672 did a super chat, and he says, what did he say? He said, drop Pal Patrol World. It's a kiddie game. Pal Patrol? You like playing Pal Patrol? Cool. $672, I'm just curious, did you ever think about positive things? Because it seems like most of the time when you say, you're like, drop this game, I don't like it. Skip this game, I don't like it. Don't do this. Did you ever think about saying, hey, do this, I really like it. Hey, you know what, that's really good. Did you ever think about being the opposite? If you focused on the things you liked rather than the things you didn't like, you'd probably enjoy your life a lot more. That's just some advice that I'm going to give you because I've learned that in the last many years. Focusing on the good rather than the bad actually makes you a more positive person overall, and you will enjoy your life better if you focus on the good and not the bad. Try it for a while. I'm serious. Try it for a week. Don't just sit there and be like, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. Instead say, oh, I actually like this and like this and like this, and I bet your mindset's going to change. Because it has for me. It has. Take a look at Monday. Instead of torturing myself playing Resident Evil 0, I said, fuck this piece of shit. Let's play Tekken 8 demo, and I had an outstanding day. Right? Focus on the good, not the bad. There you go. There you go. 672 did another super chat. He says, we'll try the Cyberpunk DLC. I like that. Fair enough. Fuck no, that's a piece of shit. But thanks for the super chat, and that's a good step towards reality and a good step towards a positive attitude for the rest of your life. But I'm not playing that fucking dog turd. Hell no. Anyway. I got a $2 tip from Lady Charisma. It's a shame you've fallen out with wrestling. I got into your content with WWE stuff you used to do. Most of your complaints from when you stopped have been improving since Vince got out of power, but more respect to you. I fully understand why you stopped watching. I'll be lying if I said I didn't miss those late streams after a pay-per-view, and most of the chat was talking about what happened. Yeah, you know, times change. In reality, me just getting older, right? I don't have all that time I used to have. Back in the day, I did. I had tons of time, and I'd be like, oh, I can watch this show and this wrestling show and this wrestling show and go online and read all the papers and the rumors and things. I don't care about it anymore. I have so much going on in my life and a lot more time, honestly, dedicated to work as well. Like, let's be honest. It's not just play video games, upload. Now it's like schedule streams, do important content during the streams, do all this stuff around it, approving comments, working on 2 other channels at the same time. My life is just a lot more busy as I get older. So I just don't have time for wrestling. It's all so exhausting for no payoff, and that's really why I just don't care about it anymore. But thank you for understanding. Let's see here. By the way, the landscapers are coming by. If you can't hear them, let me close the window because it sounds like a slew of them are coming by with their mechanisms. Here they come. Cloudy has tipped me $5. Excuse me. Cloudy has done a $5 super chat. Let me correct that. It says, hey, Phil, I'm getting into sleeping dogs for the last few days. Racing parts have some of the biggest rubber banding I've ever seen, but I'm enjoying it a lot. I do remember that, and I called the game out for that. But outside of the rubber banding, I think the game is great. I like the melee combat was so unique. It was like GTA, but with actually really good melee combat and a really cool storyline, right? Not to say GTA doesn't have a cool storyline, but it has a really good story. So, Jade, hello. He says he's getting Tekken 8 Deluxe, and he's going to play it tomorrow, so I'll see him, see you in SOS. See you in SOS. Sea of Stars. I'll see you tonight for Sea of Stars. Gotcha. Thank you. Enjoy. Yeah, I just found out, Jade, it unlocks tomorrow at 3 p.m. my time, so probably my wife and I will play it together on my day off, which I'm really excited for. I actually made me really happy. I was like, oh, I can actually watch Kat play. I can help her out. I get to see her, like, try characters and do fights and stuff. It was really fun watching her play the demo, so I can't wait for her to play it tomorrow. It's going to be great. Peter Littleton became a member this morning? Perhaps. We have one new membership, so it might have been Peter. I'm not sure. It could have been a re-upping, too. He says, what restaurant has the best fries? I have no idea. Typically, if I go to a restaurant, I wouldn't order fries. I'm not, when I say that, I mean like a real restaurant, like a sit-down formal restaurant. Like, if you mean fast food, I don't know. I'd have to actually test all the fries, because I don't think I've eaten the fries at a lot of fast food places recently. I think Burger King has the worst. They're like the most bland fries you can eat. You know, it's just like pure potato and nothing else, no other flavor. I think Wendy's has been all right, but I haven't had Wendy's fries in ages, so I really don't know anymore. I would have to test them. But as for restaurant, I like literally would never order fries if I'm going to a sit-down restaurant, you know. Five Guys fries are great. Those are the ones that are made in peanut oil. Those are super duper good, but man, they're probably horrible for you. Oh, let's see here. Grim Ripper is here, so I've been watching Baldur's Gate 3. I'm loving your gameplay. It reminds me of Dragon Age Origins. There you go. I agree with you there. Actually, it does give me a lot of vibes of Dragon Age Origins. Sure. Will I do fan tournaments at Tekken 8? I don't know anything about that. I don't know how the tournaments work or anything like that. It's like I said, I would consider doing, you know, viewer nights down the line once I know enough characters to do that. Like, let's say I learn 5 characters, and I could do like a viewer lobby night where everyone joins and fights, and I could variate between the characters. I'd be down for that, but I gotta play it a while before we get to that. Just like with Street Fighter 6, I gotta play it a bit. Anso Camaro says Dairy Queen's the worst. They don't even know what salt is. No, you know what it is? Because at Dairy Queen, they expect you to dip your fries in ice cream. I'm serious, too. Like, I've heard that everyone who goes to Dairy Queen, they'll get food and ice cream, and they take their fries, they dip it in their ice cream. And I'm like, that's fucking weird. I wouldn't want to dip my fries in ice cream. That sounds bizarre to me. I don't know. Some people are saying that's awesome. See, I never had that. That sounds so weird. That would be like dipping, I don't know. That would be like taking a piece of pizza and dipping it in like molten chocolate sauce and thinking that's good. And I'll be like, that's disgusting. You know? Thank you, Dr. Oink, for a super chat. He says, I'm here once again. Yours truly. Love Dr. Oink. What are you, signing it like a Valentine? What are you doing? I think you should calm down there, Dr. Oink. Good Lord. No, I will not be your Valentine this year. I'm sorry. I'm rejecting you right now. Okay. Fries in a milkshake is normal? That is fucking weird. Fries in a milkshake. That is... Come on, man. Would you take 2 Slim Jims and dip it in, like, butterscotch cream? Like, what are you doing? Stop that right now. Lady Charisma says, did you know the OG Baldur's Gate games were made by BioWare, so the comparison is more than fair? I know that now. I only know that now. I didn't know that before, but you guys have told me over the course of this playthrough, so now I know. And knowing is half the battle. Would I do a Valentine's stream with Kat? I'm going to be honest with you. We've been so busy. We haven't really even thought anything about Valentine's Day whatsoever. I don't even think the words Valentine's Day have come out of either of our mouths this year yet. Seriously. So we'd have to look. We'd have to see what the scheduling is like. You know, I don't even know when Valentine's Day is this year. I have no idea. It looks like it's a Sunday. No, that's January. It's a Wednesday. Hey, maybe we do a Wednesday night stream where it's family night. Kat and I are here and we do some Like a Dragon together. A Valentine's night stream. How about that? We'll see. Maybe. We'll find out. I received a $5 super chat from Lycifer Soul. Will you be my Valentine? Absolutely not. In fact, oh my God, excuse me. I have strict instructions to the armed guards that patrol outside my house that if Lycifer Soul comes anywhere within like 50 feet of the house, that they just start chucking high explosives during its general direction, like live grenades and stuff. Got to keep that guy away. And then if he manages to roll past the grenades, I hit this big red button, and the actual pavement sinks in. It's a moat with, like, hungry gators start jumping up. It's great. There you go. Silent hit. I'm glad that you enjoyed the belch. Now you can enjoy your ban from the channel as well for complaining about it. I'm serious, too. Goodbye. Goodbye, bitch. What? Abdullah says for some reason in his region, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is banned from digital stores, but the catch is there's shops that are selling physical copies. Why? That's weird. Why is it banned from where you are? It doesn't have anything too bad in it, does it? I mean, then, again, the game's not out. Maybe it does have bad shit in it. I don't know actually what's in it. You know, yeah, I would think that it's on par with other Yakuza games, which can have some risque content, but there's usually no nudity, right? No, like, brutal murders or anything. Like, what are they doing in this game? What is my favorite food? Well, I don't have a favorite food, but I have a favorite beverage. I love collecting the salty, salty tears of all the people out there who wish me harm. And I love collecting them every time that I succeed at something in life in a big bucket. And then what I do off stream is I chug it. I go, ah! And it invigorates me to come on stream every day and continue to be successful. I love that, man. It's so delicious. However, the high sodium content definitely kind of kills my body. That's why I have to chug other water during the course of the day. So there you go. Exactly. The salt. You know what? I understand that drinking tears is bad for you, but it's worth every drop. Let me put it that way. It's worth every drop to make the sadness of those who don't like me a part of me. No, I'm not playing free DLC for God of War Ragnarok or Final Fantasy 16 at this point. I think it doesn't really matter. Being honest, literally almost no one cared about God of War Ragnarok's DLC on my channels. People said it was great. I'm like, that's great, but I didn't get any big movement or anything to play. I don't think, again, these DLCs never do well on my channel. People like the original games, but as soon as the DLC comes out, like, eh. The exception maybe being like a FromSoft DLC or an expansion character for a fighting game, but usually DLCs just don't get interest, so nope. Don't really care. Will I go pro in Tekken 8? Surprisingly, you may not know this, Lilica, I have gone pro already. I'm already a pro in Tekken 8, but the catch is I'm going to retire before the game releases tomorrow. So I'll be the official first person to ever retire from professional play in Tekken 8. What do you think about that? What do you think about that, right? Okay. Okay. Excuse me. Let's see here. Do I think Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is a chance to save the Final Fantasy franchise? Listen, I don't think that just because Final Fantasy 16 had mixed reception that the franchise is in danger. I don't believe that. I would hope that with Final Fantasy 17 it goes back to its roots more, but you know, I think Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is going to sell like hotcakes. It's going to be the best-selling game of the year up to that point. Will it beat Pal World? I don't know. Pal World's doing insane right now, but I think it's going to do really well, so I'm not too worried about that. I think Final Fantasy is fine. Prisoner, I already answered that question. I would consider doing like viewer nights in Tekken 8 down the road. You know, once I have a repertoire of characters that I feel comfortable with. I'm not just going to go on there with one character and play when I don't know the game. So maybe, you know, maybe weeks or months down the road. I think it took like 2 months in Street Fighter 6 for me to do it. So what happened to Wang in Tekken? Wang was always one of those alternate characters. I think he was supposed to be like an alternate color that played very similar to Julia. Another character that's not in it anymore. And I liked the character, and I played him in Tekken Tag Tournament 2, but he hasn't been a main entry in the series in many, many iterations. You know, just like Julia. She's not in it anymore either. So I don't have an opinion on the Tekken FGC versus Street Fighter. I don't know anything about it. I've literally never been a part of the Tekken FGC. I've never played Tekken competitively. I don't know any of those players or nothing, so I can't make a single comment on it. He died in Tekken 6? Is that true? Wang dies in the plot of Tekken 6? Sure. Sure he did. I would not know at all if that's the case. Oh my goodness. All right, have we caught up here? I think we're good, right? Okay. Let us end the show. I'm excited. So here's the deal with Friday, all right? I'm sorry I didn't get to news today. We had a lot to talk about, right? On Friday, we'll cover some news stories. I'll tell you how it went playing Tekken 8 with Kat on my day off. And I'm excited, obviously, for a big new release day on Friday. I hope that you guys will join me for the big new release day Friday. It should be an exciting one. And thanks for a great January so far. Because like I said, other years, typically January can not be very exciting because there's not much going on in the realm of gaming. And there's usually a lot of filler content. For me, since we played Baldur's Gate 3, that was kind of a new release for me. That was exciting. You know, the whole project, the DSP throwback thing, kept the momentum going. Having Kat come back to my streams really reinvigorated stuff. So I feel like things are going really good, right? I'm excited for this event coming up. In fact, hold on a second here. Because I'm going to forget to do this if I don't do it now. Because I've already forgotten to do it about 14 times. So, hold on. Let me do this right now. Okay. I added the Super Bowl splash to this end of podcast scroll here. So anyway, yeah, Super Bowl event coming up is very exciting. I'm excited for that. I hope that you guys are too. And I'm excited for everything, actually. I'm excited for the new releases Friday. You know, I hope that you all have a safe and fun day tomorrow. I won't be here. But when I return on Friday, I hope that you'll be here with me for a double new release exciting day. And, of course, to get caught up on everything going on here on the Level 1 podcast. All right, guys? Thank you so very much. I will see you then, and peace out.